Welcome to another episode of It's a Man's World. I'm Dario.
And I'm Naeed.
And you might notice that we're short one, but we're going to make up for it. I promise you, we have some special guests tonight, and tonight's topics, I'm just going to leave them for later, but we're going to have two special guests joining us tonight. We're going to be, talking some things, like.
Yeah, we're going to be talking some really chaste, really PG things tonight. Definitely.
They're always PG on It's a Man's World.
It's always PG, it's always chaste.
You can check the rating. We're still broadcasting your own post home, right?
I just realized that Jason can't ever say forever.
Oh yeah, no, Jason's done. But shout out to Jason.
Shout out to Jason wherever you are.
Wherever you are. Stay there.
I hope you flush.
We'll be back after these messages.
Every year I'm searching for number one.
Excuse me, sir. Can I help you?
Yes, I found my number one. I'll take it.
The latest looks and the newest trends for home fashion is number one at Living Spaces, located on Old Pound Road.
But it would mean nothing. You're not a woman or a girl.
And we're back, and it's still a man's world, and I'm Dario.
And I'm Naeed.
And we've been invaded even, by two beautiful ladies. To my right, we have Dr. Deandra Payne. She is a semi-well-known veterinarian here in Antigua. So if you have sick animals, call Deandra Payne at Pioneer Kennels?
Correct.
Pioneer Kennels, yeah.
Right.
She's an animal lover. Can you tell? That's why she's here.
Okay, what about the lady on the left?
For those of you who don't know, been living under a rock, to my left is the beautiful.
It's actually Naeed's left.
That's right.
Is the beautiful.
That's right.
Candace Francis. And she's best known for being my wife.
That's right.
And tonight's topic we're going to be talking about is porn beneficial for couples?
Right. So I think it should only be, wise for us to answer first, because usually our opinions don't really matter. So let me start off by saying I think that having porn be, a part of somebody's relationship, I may be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong, because Dario has brainwashed me into believing that I'm never ever wrong.
Never wrong.
I think it can be healthy once it's compatible to your partner.
Right.
You don't really want to, what do you call the word? What's the other C word that I tell you that we should never ever do?
Compromise.
Compromise.
Never compromise.
Never ever compromise into forcing your partner into, incorporating porn where they've never ever seen porn, because not everybody's gonna take porn the way that you probably take it. You might be more accustomed to it than your partner. So you should actually be, or hope to find somebody who's compatible enough that would want to actually incorporate porn into your whole lifestyle. And I'm gonna have Dario give me his view.
Well, like anything that you want to do or you want to excel in, sometimes
Excel.
I use Excel. That you want to excel in. It's always good to have some information and some practice, and also have some follow-up information.
True.
None of us know everything about everything except Naik and myself.
That's right.
But for those of you out there who are not us, I think it can be very beneficial.
Right.
Sex is not something that the society that we take part in, we live in, is readily open to talking about, readily open to.
It's still very taboo.
Very, very taboo. And porn being what it is, growing up in porn, your parents telling you you're not supposed to watch this. They were R-rated or X-rated.
You still watched it?
Yeah, I mean, they showed very late night on TV. Shout out to Fat Friday after that.
Show the child too on that VCR setting.
But I think it can be very, very beneficial. You open your mind to not only just different sexual positions and situations, but things that you can do with your partner, things that you should discuss with your partner. It broadens your scope. It gives you more information to work with, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So from my personal opinion, I think porn can be very beneficial to couples.
And with that, we're going to ask
Dr. Deandra Payne.
What she thinks.
Dr. Payne.
Dr. Payne?
I like saying that.
Well, the good thing about this show is that you can be completely honest.
Yes, and I like
We
that.
thrive for it.
Yes. So, and you know, I'm happy that I can be honest and nobody's going to pick
Judge
on
you.
me.
No, well, I'm going to pick on you, but I'm not
We are
going
going
to
to
judge
pick on
you.
you.
We are gonna-
We are going to pick on you.
But I think
Seriously.
porn is dirty.
Right,
I don't think it's something that I don't think it's beneficial.
right.
I feel like it allows the mind to wander.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I'm not a porn watcher,
Right.
but I can imagine
You can imagine.
the things that would be in porn. I don't think it would be something normal.
I don't think you can imagine things that can be important.
So that's just my opinion. I feel like it's dirty. I don't think it's beneficial.
Right.
I feel like it's just going to have your mind wandering, and then it's going to be from one thing to the next. So I feel
like
like
that.
instead of beneficial for you and your partner, your
Mm-hmm.
partner might be looking for certain things
Mm-hmm.
in the relationship from you because you've watched some kind
Right.
of show or somebody who's, I guess it would be their job
Right.
to
right.
to have sexual intercourse, and then I feel like
No, you brought up a very good point.
But Dr. Payne, I do take your point because we know we never, on It's a Man's World, we're doing everything that they're wrong answers.
Never.
Never,
Never
ever, 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 ever.
Except for Jason answer.
Except, shout out to Jason.
Shout out to Jason.
Hope you flush. But you not being a porn watcher and to have such a strong opinion on it, how can
Where did she fall on her basis?
yeah?
for her
How do
opinion?
you what can you come up and how do you summarize your whole synopsis?
well, I guess
big
I
word,
would
yeah.
say my conclusion is based on the fact, why would a parent tell you not to watch porn? Why would it be instilled in you that it's a bad thing, you shouldn't watch it, which in sex is supposed to be natural for a married man and a married woman. So, why would it be so beneficial if everybody, well, not everybody, well, let's say, growing up your parents wouldn't want you to watch it. And like you said, normal sex is a taboo. Can you imagine porn?
Right. I get what you're saying. And,
okay.
And you brought up a very interesting point in that in watching porn, maybe your partner's expectations might exceed your ability.
I understand.
But it's always good to have a challenge.
All right, Kondesi, what do you think?
Okay, well, before I say what I think, I just wanted to get some clarification on the point that you made with regards to the compromise, and you're saying not to compromise because, well, let me not say what I thought you said, but ask the question. Did you mean that you should not, if you're into it, and let's say your partner have never watched porn, are you saying that you should find somebody who shares the same views, or because you said not to compromise, I'm a little
Okay, well,
confused
what I mean
as
is,
to what you meant.
it's always good when you find somebody who's compatible to you. Compatible to you in the fact that, you do actually share the same type of interests and you do want to explore the same types of things, right? Now, if you are in a situation where you're going to have a partner who, compromise does come into play. I think you have to be, I'm not saying, hell no to compromise. If that's what you have to be, basically, if that's what life brings you, that's what life brings you.
But to Naik's point, sorry not to cut you off, but in terms of the compromise, it all depends on how important that thing is to you.
Exactly.
So if it ranks on, let's say an arbitrary scale of 1 to 10, and let's say you like something, but it's only a 1 on your, I need to have this in my life.
Right.
There's something you can give up.
Right.
Yeah,
And
whether you...
It is a give and take situation. So therefore, if compromise does come into play, and somebody has to, or if
But it has to be within reason.
and if the conversation does come up where somebody's gonna say, so I realize that you never really talked about porn, or you never ever mentioned, looking at porn when you were younger, even before you met me. What are your thoughts on it? My thing is, right, if the person shares Dr. Payne's opinion as it being dirty, or it being, so taboo, or so, I don't really want to misquote you, but then it being, a bad thing, I would definitely want to understand your take on it, your perspective. But I'm not saying that because we can't compromise on it that, it should be thrown out the window. Once compromise comes up, It shouldn't necessarily be a stop sign. But then I'm just saying that for
Shouldn't let it
somebody,
change you.
it shouldn't change you, because my thing is, right, in the whole aspect of things, compatibility does go further for me personally than compromise.
It does.
But then compromise opens the room and opens the whole forum for discussion. It gives the whole, you know, pros and cons thing, you know, that whole window. So that's basically what I was trying to come
And
across by
just to
saying.
add a little to the compromise, I feel too, when you're in a situation and you have to compromise, meaning you're doing something that he wants or she wants, then
But it would mean nothing. 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 You're not a woman or a girl.
And we're back in It's Still a Man's World, and we still have the beautiful Dr. Deandra Payne and the
Extra beautiful Mrs. Candace Francis with us tonight.
and Candace.
Yes, like I was saying, I think porn has its place. That's just my personal opinion. And if you have a partner who is not open or have never even experienced it, I feel that the conversation can be had, because you never know. I mean, yes, it might be somebody like Deandra who's never seen it and has strong views about it, but at the same time, she can have a difference in opinion or a different perspective. You know, maybe introduce it, you know, watch it together, see if it's something that both of you can like as a couple. Like I said before, it's very wide. I mean, there are different types. You don't have to go to all the raunchy, you know, out of the ordinary type of sex, but there are things that you can see. I mean, there's some of them with storylines, and you know that you
I like
might
the ones with the stories.
you know, right?
I feel like I should be taking notes.
Shout out to Taboo 1, 2.
You know, they have some with stories that you can actually watch like movies and enjoy. So I'm not for completely dismissing it, but I feel that the conversation should be had. I think that, you know, if you have a partner who is interested in porn, maybe you can have a look to see why they like it. Maybe you might like it too, you just never know. But I am not in agreement with just dismissing it completely. That's just my opinion.
Well, I want to, you know, piggyback off of what Candace says. I do believe that if there's somebody, or if there are couples out there where one partner or one party does not, or has never been exposed to porn, I don't think, you know, showing them, you know, something ridiculous like one in the pink, one in the stink is like the greatest introduction to it.
Did you just say one in the pink and one in the stink?
And I'm glad you.
I'm not sure if the viewers heard that.
And I'm so glad you repeated it. I just think that there should be some sort of a build up. There should be some sort of build up. There is soft porn that you could introduce them to it.
Friday after that.
Shout out to Fad. You know,
Cinemax.
build them up to it. Don't just throw it out there for them. And please don't let them catch you doing it and make it uncomfortable. Be open. You should not be hiding anything from your partner.
Yeah, that's a very
It makes it really uncomfortable for you to, especially if there's something that you're interested in, something that you.
It's a part of you.
It's a part of you, and something that you know, it's one of your. It's not a vice, but basically, it's a part of your situation. It's a part of who you are, and you want to incorporate or share this with your partner. So, you know, show some tact. Porn tact. Show some porn. Show some tact porn. Some porn tact.
Tactful porn.
Some tactful porn in leading up or introducing your partner to it, because my thing is, you never know what might happen. I mean, I didn't always like broccoli.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, you like broccoli, no?
And there's some really bad ones out there. Some really
No. We're
really
not
bad
shaming
ones.
porn.
But
No porn shaming.
We don't porn shame. Don't porn shame. Everybody, every category has its viewership. Its viewership. So we're not gonna shame it. I mean, if you like feet, you just like feet.
And on that note, tell us your views. Drop us a line. You know, check us out. Remember to like the YouTube page and
please
tell us what you think about porn. Do you watch porn? Do you watch porn with your partner? To Candace's point and Nike's point, I think the conversation. That's the most important thing. Have the conversation.
Have the conversation
and be open.
Give us your comments on what you think about this particular topic, because I know we try to try to bridge the gap, and we're not trying to, recreate the wheel. But what we're trying to find out is what you think about the topics that we discuss, on our page and on our channel and all of that. And with that being said, Darren.
Yeah, our next topic is, and we're still on a sexually oriented topic.
When are we not?
When are we not? It's a man's world. Can a strip club be a date?
And for this segment, we're actually going to have the women start off this particular segment. Candace?
I think anything can be a date. It just depends on the couple. I mean, if it's a case that you like strip clubs and your partner likes strip club, why not? If you like going to a bar and your partner likes going to a bar, that can be a date. If you want to stay home and eat cereal, that can be a date too. I mean, again, it goes back to having a conversation with your partner. If your partner is into strip clubs and you're not, maybe you might want to know why he's into a strip club or she's into strip clubs. You just never know. I feel that relationships should, or people in relationships should always have an open mind to their partner's interests. You just, there's a reason why they like it. It's always a reason why. I mean, even if you're not in agreement, there is a reason. So try to be open to why, and maybe if you can understand the why, then you'd have a better appreciation of why this particular person prefers going to a strip club as opposed to going to church on a Sunday night.
I feel you. Dr. Payne?
I guess, I think this was a setup,
It was.
I feel like this was a setup
It was.
because,
It was. I deliberately pictured
Yes, we did.
this is the questions, I get when I'm invited on It's a Man's World.
Yes.
It's really a man's world.
It is. It is. And we love having you.
Yes.
That's why we're going to bring you back.
So my honest opinion, the strip club, I mean, if we're not watching porn, why are we going to watch it live?
Right.
Like,
Why?
Strip clubs do not necessarily,
There's no sex
you can't really...
There's no sex in the champagne room.
There's no sex in the champagne room.
That's
It's
a rule.
a strip club. It's not
That's
a
a
sex
rule.
club. But I just wanted to clarify that. But go ahead.
right, so no, I don't think the strip club can be a date. I feel like there's so much other things that, you and your partner can do.
Very true. There are a lot of things.
Including going
what?
to the strip club.
Like what? Like
Having a picnic on the beach, taking a walk, taking a trip.
Going to the strip club.
that thing is right. Okay, let me. Okay, you finished with your point?
And I'm gonna piggyback off of you, and that's the good thing. That I like about you is that no compromise. So I feel it's more about compatibility. So me personally, if I'm going to date somebody and they're interested in going to the strip club, I'm not gonna be the one for them because I mean, yes, you have to compromise, but that's not a compromise that I'm willing to make.
But if you give peace a chance, okay? My thing is right. What I think is, there's always something there for somebody. Because if I was to go to, let's just say, a wine bar, I don't necessarily go to a wine bar just for the wine. I'm not really a wine dude. I really go to the wine bar. I might go to a particular bar that sells wine, maybe for the ambiance, maybe for the music, maybe for even the food. So my thing is right, and strip club has all those things. It has food. Shout out to Diamond Ice Chicken. I live by it. They might have they might have music, and
They might have music at the
They
strip
will
club?
have music.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Stand corrected. What I'm saying is there are so many things. So my thing is right. You might be put into a situation, or you might go to some sort of a spot where it might have a specific theme, but then it's all about you picking that particular thing. Not every party you go to is going to be, what the young people call it, lit,
turnt. Make sure you say the T.
You know, not every party
And
or
producer put a caption on that
not
one.
every party that you go is going to always be that, to die for type of an event. So my thing is right. What I try to do. What I definitely do. I pull something. I can always enjoy myself somewhere. There's always something that has me. There's always something that has me, enjoying myself. So my answer to that question is, yeah, the strip club can be a date forum. but it's just all about what you pick, because you could go to a date and be so into that person that you don't even care about what's going on around you.
Now, on that point, we're going to take a quick break, pay some bills, and we'll be back after these messages.
You're watching CVN, Caribbean Vibes Network.
And we're back, still a man's world. And we were talking about, can a strip club be a date? Now, to Candace's point and to Nike's point, I'm more on this side of the table, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, it's strange.
Okay.
And
I would not know that.
I gotta stick with my wife. I gotta go home.
That's right.
Gotta know my bread's buttered.
That's right.
But you have to be careful, because maybe after the strip club you might want to be going home with your wife.
Why not?
No, have you seen my wife?
Have you seen her?
Yes, but then
Name one stripper you know that looks like that.
I don't know.
a girl
but
named
you see,
Champagne.
But you see, that's the issue.
One.
When you go to the strip club,
Name
and then
one.
you're
But I'm
seeing-
trying to
A name.
She
I don't-
but
she
the
doesn't
question-
know names.
And I was saying,
The question was
I
thrown
think
out to me.
anything can be a date depending on the compatibility of the couple.
Right.
To Nike's point and even to Deandra's point, compatibility is a very important thing in a relationship. But with that said, if you get into a relationship, at the start of a relationship, there's no way you can know every detail about your partner.
Mm-hmm.
So, Candace brought it up earlier, be open, have a conversation. Don't dismiss something because it's not in your scope, it's not what you were brought up doing.
Right.
There are reasons that people come into your existence to give you different perspective on things. Take that opportunity to learn, and even if it's just a one-off, sample it. That's why they have tappers. That's why they have appetizers. You mightn't like
the full
meal, but you can sample it. It was okay. I might try it again. And my personal philosophy, if it's something that piques my interest, I'm willing to try it twice, because the first time you never know. Could be, there could be errors, could be an accident. Try it again. You try the prosciutto, it doesn't taste very nice. You try it again.
Different chefs.
Exactly. And you have to approach life like that. You can't just dismiss something because of somebody else telling you that it's no good for you.
Right.
Experience things for yourself and grow with your partner.
Right. And we're not nearly saying that what Dr. Payne's opinions are wrong.
No. Always do what works for you.
We don't have wrong answers on this show. We don't have the wrong answer tonight.
Not tonight.
On the show.
Not
but
tonight.
what we're trying to say is,
Shout out to Jason.
It's all about your preferences. It's all about perspective. It's all about just perspective. It's all about what you want to bring to the table. Now, if porn and strip clubs isn't necessarily your forte, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with you. That just means that maybe if you were never brought up that way, like I would never eat chunks. I'm just saying, I'm not that dude. You know what I mean? I'm a meat dude. I'm a meat freak.
You blow chunks, not eat them.
That's what I do.
I'm saying.
So my thing is, we're not necessarily trying to make it be like a one-sided affair tonight. What we're trying to say and what we're trying to bring forward to the table is the fact that everybody has their preference, right? I do believe personally that compatibility weighs more on the scale than compromise, because with compromise, as Dr. Payne even stated, it's like sometimes you don't want to stop short of being who you really are, just so that you could, be worthy enough of the person that you're with. Because maybe in reality and in the long run, you're not necessarily meant for that person. So I always think that for you to find somebody who you're compatible with, especially with the whole aspect of porn, strip clubs and all of that, I think that is the best way forward. And that's just my situation.
I want to hear Deandra's final thoughts on the two topics.
Well, like you said, then let's say I decide, I'm going to compromise and I go to the strip club, and then he's going to expect me to compromise again to go to the strip club, and then it's going to be like,
But all of that can be had in a conversation.
Well, that's
so, I can come, let's go on a Friday night.
But it can be gauged.
If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't.
And I don't necessarily think, not to cut you short, but I don't necessarily think him exposing you or introducing you to the strip club and to porn means that it's just a stairway to hell. And then it's gonna be like, oh, so you never had crystal meth? No, it's not a situation like that. I think it's just it's as Candace and Dario stated, it's situation where you want to know who your partner is?
I mean, there's some people who like vanilla ice cream.
Really? Yeah. Just give me a break. The people near the devil.
Dr. P?
Right. So, well, I mean, I'm still strong in my views.
Yes.
I hear you what you guys are saying, and that's why I'm stressing on the point of compatibility.
Compatibility, I like that.
You know, so I feel like once you're compatible with somebody.
Mrs. Francis?
Real quick, Mrs. Francis.
All right, yeah, so
I like saying that.
I've said before, I think it starts with a conversation. Communicate. If you like porn, let your partner know that you like porn. Let your partner know like why you like porn. And
The why is important.
if you are a person who doesn't, or you have a partner who does, still have the conversation. You know, keep an open mind. You just never know. You might end up liking it too, and you might learn a few tricks.
That's right. So, on that note, we want to thank you guys for, tuning in.
I mean, what else are you going to do?
Paying attention, to what we had to say tonight. We really appreciate, you taking the time out to look and see what we're saying and listen to our thoughts and listening to us tell you everything about everything, because we're never wrong.
Never wrong. Ever.
Ever.
Remember that.
And, definitely.
Check the credits. We say it in the credits. We're never wrong.
Definitely in the credits. And this time around, my name is spelled correctly. Shout out to the producers.
I want to say thank you to Dr. Payne for coming on. We expect to have you back.
Please.
I love your perspective.
And next time we'd actually talk about animals. You know what I mean?
I thought we were talking
because
about
I
animals.
feel like that's what Mrs. Francis said. We're talking about your topic.
We were talking about animals.
We are animals.
We are.
We're mammals.
We're mammals.
Also, thank you to Mrs. Francis for coming on. It's a Man's World. Remember to check out our Facebook page. It's a Man's World CVN. Check out the YouTube channel.
Page. It should be bombarding your feeds right now.
It's a Man's World.
Thank you.
Thank you for checking us out. And Barbuda, Dominica, St. Kitts, Nevis, Trinidad. No, the Trinidad didn't get hit.
And more importantly,
St. Thomas,
pickers.
the BVI.
Love y'all.
Stay strong. We will rebuild the Caribbean. It's a Man's World. We love you. Good night.
Good night. Peace out.
Remember to check out our Facebook page. Hit this button right here.
Right there.
And check out our YouTube channel.
Please do.
And subscribe.
Yeah.
Comment, share your thoughts.
Share with your friends.
Tell us
Yeah,
what
man.
you want us.
Exactly. Let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Let us know what you want us to talk
We're
about.
going to make
Our
you
view.
smarter.
Yeah. That's what we do. That's
Tell
our
us
job.
what you want us
It
to talk
hasn't worked
about.
with Jason yet, but I guarantee it'll work for you.
And we're still trying to get
You
that
need to stop
sponsorship.
saying that.
Seconds is up.
No, we're still trying to get that sponsorship from
Y'all heard
Biters.
that? Don't you just hate when you hear from the producer always shouting over the mic?
Next year we're playing Mass with Biters.
All these producers like they want to be P. Diddy. They just want to be famous.
We want to get that vintage vagina.